Hello there, welcome once again to Living on Purpose. This is Fola Daniel Adelisi. Today, I want to talk about productivity through energy management. Now, it's important to discuss how you manage your energy by reminding you of your peak period or your peak performance period. If you want to be very productive, you need to first of all identify the time of the day that you are most productive. For some people, they are early risers. For some people, they would have to take some time to boot up when they wake up in the morning. So it's somewhere around midday that they start gaining their momentum and they begin to get things done. Some other people are not early risers. They don't even boot slowly. They take so much time, and it's in the evening that they begin to boot up and get things done perfectly well. You need to understand if you're a night owl or you're an afternoon person or you are an early riser. If you're an early riser, great. So which one are you? Do you perform best when you wake up in the morning and get things done? Or do you perform best when you do things in the afternoon? Or do you perform best when you do things at night? Whatever works for you is part of what we call energy management. One of the things I've learned over the years is not to do things when everybody wants it done. I do things when I can put my best into it. And the strategy or the secret is to understand when I have the highest level of energy. For me, my highest level of energy is not usually about a time of the day. It's about what I have just finished doing. And I notice that most times if I've just woken up and I come to my desk to start writing, I can pour out the best of me. It doesn't mean that I can't write well or speak well at any other time of the day, but wake me up from sleep and get me to start writing, it's going to be fantastic. So most times what I like to do is that when I wake up, I like to begin to write. And sometimes maybe it could be late into the night, I've slept for a while, I wake up in the middle of the night, I then start writing. It's because I understand how my energy works. Another thing is, there are some people that can work for long hours and some other people cannot work for long hours. Listen, you need to remember a very important thing, and this reminds me of a quote that I saw several years ago in my former secondary school. The quote simply says, it's not the hours that count, but what you put into it. It's not the hours that count, but what you put into it. That tells you that somebody else can work for 7 hours and the person may not be as productive as somebody else who has worked only for 6 hours or somebody who has worked for only 60 minutes. The person who has worked for 7 hours can be bragging about how much time they spent working, but when you compare their works vis-a-vis the person who worked for only 60 minutes, it's possible that the person who worked for 60 minutes is more productive. Everything boils down to one thing: energy management. I remember there was a time I used to write for an organization online, and I am required to send in daily articles. I have a monthly target and I was to be paid on the basis of my monthly target. If I met my target, I already know what to expect. If I put in one article, I already know what to expect per article. So it was very clear. The only challenge was that I still had a 9 to 5 job. So after my 9 to 5 job, I'll come back to my desk and start writing for this organization. Sometimes I would be extremely tired, and sometimes I would return home late, really late. So when I return home late, I would try as much as possible to still write for the organization just to meet up with my deadline. I know what I want to write about. I have the ideas in my head. I just need to sit down and put it into writing. Unfortunately, my body is not in agreement with my mental state. And because my body is not in agreement with my mental state, I would be writing and be nodding right in front of my screen. And somewhere along the line, I may just doze off. And when I wake up and begin to read what I have written, I just realize that I've written a lot of rubbish. So what happens at the end of the day? I was trying to save time, but my body is tired. So I kept at it and wrote rubbish. At the end of the day, I realized that I've spent more time than I should on the same thing. If I had only done the right thing, I would have just gone to sleep when I was extremely tired. When I wake up and come back to it, I'll do it at once and finish it excellently well. There is no time that I try to write when I'm tired that I don't write rubbish. So I have learned over the years that what I need to do is to stop when I'm tired. I just go to bed or go to sleep. Sometimes when I'm trying to write and I don't have clarity, it looks like in my head I know what I want to write, but I'm trying to write and the thoughts are not coming together on paper. I just go to bed, sleep, but when I wake up, I have the utmost clarity and I begin to write. I'm like wildfire when I wake up. So you also need to understand when you are at your best, and you should work the most when you are at your best. I understand that this can be very effective for those who work from home. It may not be the same for those who work for other people and you have to get things done between 9 to 5. But here is another thing that you can do. You can still work on conserving your energy or managing your energy. One of the ways to manage your energy is not to allow other people to wear you out. There are those who want to wear you out. It's like the secret of a boxer who would get into the ring, allow his opponents to box him, and box him from round 1 to round 2 and round 3. Now he knows how to prolong the fight into the third round or so. But once he gets into the third round, he understands that his opponent is worn out, and that's when he begins to fight back because he has conserved his energy. His opponent is now tired, and that's how he wins the fight. It's the same thing. There are some people who would come to you every morning and distract you with talks. They are trying to wear you out, and they may be doing it unintentionally. There are some people who will try to get you angry, and there are so many things you will face every day on your way to work, in traffic, in the office. It might be just one colleague that just wants to wear you out or drain you emotionally. You need to be intentional about conserving your energy. You need to be intentional about your energy management. Anything that you don't know how to control, don't let it get to you, because it's going to drain you for the rest of the day and you'll not be able to achieve much. So you want to increase your productivity, study yourself, understand when you work best, know when you perform best, and begin to work with that time. Then the next thing is, don't allow the environment drain your energy, and don't allow people around to drain your energy, because once they do that successfully, what they have done is to decrease your productivity. I hope that you begin to study how to manage your energy so that you can become more productive. Thank you for listening. Please head on out to youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks.